What's up everyone, Maury Croson here from the Performance Lab of California. We're going to do another throw video today, a member video and a throw video. So the big focus here is going to be on the front leg. I mean, there's a lot of controversy, a lot of different ideas for what we should be doing with the front leg as you get onto the front leg. And really, there's a lot of effective ways to get there. You don't have to only be one-sided here in the approach to how you can get on or what the front leg should be doing and how really the knee should end up being. But there are some things that you definitely want to stick away from or that are harder to achieve the throw when you do them. Okay, so the big thing is if you're stopping your ability to transfer onto that front foot because you're extending the knee and kind of pushing yourself in back with the toe and lifting your heel like that, that's going to basically be a no-no, right? So that's when you're here and you're coming forward, but then you stop yourself and you end up throwing like this. You're very far forward. Sometimes guys will end up kind of leaned over to the side and kind of pushed out here, right? And my hips are going this way. So essentially how that hip wants to be is you want to be here and you want to be transferring that weight onto that front leg and allowing yourself to be able to come all the way through and maintain everything nice and upright. If you end up coming through and hitting an end range of motion, that's when you'll go and try to hyperextend there. Now, when you can effectively get onto that front leg and transfer all the way through, generally your foot's going to be somewhat bent. Right now, I kind of feel all of my weight kind of on like the inside ball of my foot, but I'm also letting my foot kind of externally rotate. So I feel a lot of weight also on like the outside heel and then also the ball. And I think that's where you want to end up being somewhat around. Now, there are guys that can get all the way up onto this front leg and then from there almost push themselves up in the air like Aaron Rodgers is really known for doing this, where he's going to get all of his weight here and then he's going to push himself up and kind of over and through. Now, that is, I guess, a way to do it, but that's really, you have to be able to get that foot down really effectively there and then be able to transfer all your weight really quickly as well. So there's other parts of the throw that need to come into play in order for you to be able to maximize that, because now he's not pushing his weight back here, he's pushing his weight up and through. So he's still getting into, essentially the toe is the only part on the ground, the heel's up, but he's not pushing himself back. Okay, that's going to be the big thing that again, you want to stay away from as you're going through the throw. Now, another big thing you don't want to do is you don't want to end up coming so far off to the side that you end up almost falling off. So you do want, as you're finishing, you want to have some sort of balance, because if you end up trying to I guess move your weight or fall off too much to one side, now you're going to end up leaning over here, right? So it all depends on how that rotation happens in the hip. I guess that's the best way to connect with it, to be simple, is that when you're coming forward, if you end up coming too far forward and leaning off to the side here and not properly engaging your foot and allowing that range of motion to happen in the ankle, now you're going to end up going kind of through and falling off, which is also hard because of the balance part that comes from that. It's hard to maintain accuracy. Like, let's say I'm throwing, somebody's coming across to the right and I'm throwing through and I'm falling off to the right here. It's going to be hard to be consistently accurate on somebody going across when that's the case. Or even the same thing as I'm throwing even out, it's going to be hard, it's going to be hard to be able to throw that really consistently when my body's falling off to the side. So it's always about balance, especially as a quarterback, but as a quarterback and even as a pitcher, it's always about how you're able to get on that front leg and maintain a good position onto that front leg. And so understanding kind of the three big parts of where you can end up having dysfunction and problems within your throw, and then also how to really maximize the throw, I think are really, really important parts of becoming the best quarterback that you can be. Now, we want to make sure, one thing I want to finish off here is you want to make sure you're ending at around the same spot, no matter what the throw is. So, what ends up happening that I'll see a lot is that, you're good here, you're good throwing, 15, 20 yards, keeping something that's fairly underneath in terms of how you shift off your back leg onto your front leg, but now all of a sudden it becomes a deeper throw, and you have to go and you have to really stride out. Now you're not able to get all the way up onto that front leg, or then you'll start to walk out harder, you'll start to change up how your front leg is interacting with the ground. I'll just make sure that you're not doing that. I make sure that you're trying to instill that you have a similar end position no matter when you're throwing the ball 15, 20 yards, you're trying to throw the ball 50 yards, okay? And the way to do that is to really concentrate on pushing off the back leg harder and get that movement going quicker when you're throwing further, okay? That's a really good and important tip, is think about trying to get your momentum and everything going sooner in the lower body, create more stretch within the trunk, and then throw the ball further rather than trying to take a longer step, which is going to get your hips behind, and then you end up using much more arm. All right, that was a key concept. So, as always, guys, thanks for watching these videos. If you have any questions, send me an email, Morey, M-O-R-E-Y, @yourperformancelab.com. Check out our online throw program. If you have any questions about that, same thing, you can send me an email. Awesome stuff, gives you an in-depth look into your mechanics. Also can go into, we want to make it very specialized and individualized for you. So if you want to work on a 5-step drop and how you're throwing the 5-step drop, we can go into that. If you want to work on how you can throw the deep ball better, we can go into how you can throw the deep ball better, throwing off of a hitch, maybe in-game footage. We want you to get the most out of the program that you can possibly get, and then we also build out exercises to help you get there. There's really nothing else that's more valuable there. So go ahead and check out that program. It's super beneficial. Been getting very, very positive responses with everybody that's been involved. So go ahead and if you have any questions about that, again, send me an email, Morey, M-O-R-E-Y, @yourperformancelab.com, and we will see you soon.